I blew again. What up, y'all? Snoopy's forward back again. Listen, man, I just got to shoot this video. It's just gonna be a quick taco video with a little bit of information that was requested in the comments for my last video. You guys gotta really forgive me for the noise upstairs. The place where I live, people live upstairs, and they just like Bigfoot dudes, boom, 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 walking all over the place. Just I don't understand, man. Getting cardio or something. I don't know. But anyway, just bear with that. We got 3 tacos right here loaded up. I made some ground beef seasoned up here with some different types of seasonings, some salsa in there. We got some liquid cheese, sour cream, lettuce, assorted like a 3 different type of shredded cheese on the top. And then I got some of this liquid guacamole sauce right here, salsa. So we are going to do a pull up. I know we've been due for a pull up for a minute. So drinking on this crush right here. Still got the fizz, baby. Look at the fizz, man. Yeah, man. You're gonna hear everything, man. Big feet, people talking in tongues. They probably gonna start busting farts like, you know, all kinds of madness, man. They be making hella noise upstairs. So please, once again, forgive me, all right? Anyway, cheers. All right. Let's put a little bit of the sauce up here. Start going in. All right. Is it still Tuesday? Happy Taco Tuesday if it is. Extreme messy eating, yo. Go Bigfoot. And it's all grown-ups up there. You swear they got kids. Just need some Taco Bell sauce. But this is still banging right here. We going in, y'all? Yeah, we going in. Nacho cheese, seasoned meat, which is covered, sour cream, lettuce, shredded cheese on the top. Oh yeah, let me put a little bit of this. This stuff right here is good. Oh yeah, I put a little bit of my ooh sauce on there too. In the middle. Ooh, don't fall, though. Don't fall. Don't do it. Don't do it, dog. Don't Some people hella loud upstairs. Shimmy, shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah. Give me the money so I can come out to play. God. All right, with the green sauce now, y'all. Cheers. I don't know if they're talking or if they're fighting. Besides Taco Bell, you always know 9 times out of 10, homemade is best, right? But there's some spots where you eat out that's hella good too. I guess on my shirt. But I gotta say, this ground beef is seasoned perfectly. I eat it from the back so it don't spill, you know what I'm saying? This guacamole, this guacamole salsa is hella good. Nice and tangy too. All right, so we touched lightly last week. I mean, not last week. Last video about scripture and travel, science, all that stuff. Excuse the shirt, y'all. So it would just be the two of my main books. Oh, there it is, right there. It's buried underneath some. We're gonna go into Satan, the fallen angels exposed. Excuse me, but I'm gonna freestyle most of it to give you guys kind of a roundabout. Okay, so before we were created, there was a war in heaven, in the heavenly realm, right? And so what happened was Lucifer was created by the Most High, the most beautiful creature in all the heavens, right? He was laced with all the precious gems and stones and You name it, it was on him. He was also in charge of the music. All right. When our creation came about, it was a new thing in the heavens, right? The angels were fascinated and wanted to know, like, the business, right? Lucifer, being the bright morning star, used to come out every morning and sing praises to the Most High, right? He led all the music, and according to scripture, according to extra biblical texts, according to just how he looked, period. And I don't know if he might have feminine parts to him. I mean, it's not really clear, but he's supposed to be the most beautiful of the creation, right? So anyway, all angels are meant to serve us, humanity. We are also able to marry and lay with each other, man and woman, in order to bring forth life. This was new into the heavens because angels, even though they have reproductive functions, this wasn't something that was made for them. This was something that was made for us. And they were to serve us and watch over humanity. Well, Lucifer, with pride in his heart, his looks got to him. Him with the hatred built up inside for us, didn't want to serve us because he's like, who are they? You know what I'm saying? Look who I am. Like, who are they that I need to serve, right? So anyway, long story short, he gathered up, what was it? A third or 2/3 of the heaven or whatever. 200 other angels, right? To make war with the Most High. So fast forward a bit, Most High sends Michael and a whole legion of angels to fight in battle. Lucifer ends up getting his ass whipped with the other angels. He's casted down, bound down to, in the book of Enoch, he says he fell to Mount Hermon. During some newer research, newer for me, that I found, it was the Jordan, the river Jordan, the lake Jordan, right? And a lot of stuff goes there, and a lot of information about angels posted up there on the rivers, right? So water, rivers, lakes, stuff like that holds a big thing for angels for whatever reason. And it's more detailed too. I'm just giving you just a little bit, just to kind of give you a little bit and then go into the time travel now. Obviously, like if you go into, we'll come back to the angels in a second, but Ezekiel, right? If you're reading the book of Ezekiel, I want you guys to do your homework. Go read the book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel saw all kinds of stuff in the heavens, right? And in the earth's atmosphere. A wheel amongst the wheels spinning with lights, and all of that sounds like a couple of things. UFOs, which we would call unidentified flying object, right? Something that's not man-made, and in these times was nothing on Earth at that time that we know of, right? So I'm thinking, and from research that makes a lot of sense to me, that, how the Most High says that he has eyes everywhere and that he can be in all four corners of the earth. So you think to yourself, because in the church, they'll tell you, well, he God, God all powerful, he can do anything. We don't question that. You see, that's the problem. You don't research, right? And you don't try to overstand and study to find out like how these things happen, right? So if you have eyes everywhere at all times, then that means that you have angels everywhere watching and reporting back. Now, are they using, maybe they have a device, maybe they have some type of technological device, right? Which would make sense to where you can activate it and then it'll project back into that realm, right? Let's say a seventh heaven, right? Just like your cell phone, you can turn on your cell phone and do a 3-way call or a 4-way call. Maybe somebody's down south, all the way mid, all the way to the west, up north, and you get it. And I'm holding the meeting, right? But there's 4 squares here, and we're all in different parts of the earth at one time on one call. All right, technology, right? The Most High is so powerful and God can do anything. Then who's to say that his technology is not a billion times more than what we have now, and what we have was given to us through those fallen that are here now. Hence Lucifer, most beautiful angel created, running the music industry, who's down here running the music industry today. That's why everybody sells out, sells their soul, blah, 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 blah. Riches, then your time is up. They sacrifice the people that they love and just to maintain their status, all this different stuff, right? Makes sense, right? So with that being said, Okay, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, right? His real name in Hebrew is Yeshaya, right? Some people say Yeshua, it's Yeshaya. Anyway, whatever you call him, right? The Son of the Most High. When he was here, after he had died and was transfigured, right? Came to who was it? Oh man, it was 3 of his disciples. I think it was 3 of his disciples. Could be 4. I think it was 3 though. Anyway, he took them up to a high mount. So you say to yourself, a high mountain. Okay, so keep that in mind. He went up to a high mountain, and supposedly this is the same mountain that Satan tempted him. This is the same mountain that the angels fell to, allegedly, and a whole bunch of other stuff too. I think Abraham was there. Like, you got to do the research. I'm just freestyling, right? So anyway, he takes his disciples up there. He talks to them for a while. A couple of them start crying to ask him, Lord, when are you coming back? And all this other stuff. But I'm going to get to the main part. Then it says that the heavens opened up and the Most High spoke. But even besides that the heavens opened up and that he started to glow and his face shined like the sun and all this other stuff. So being took it up into heaven, like Elijah got took up to heaven and didn't die. And so did there was Elisha and Enoch. I don't know if there was another one. Anyway, God took it up. Most High took them up. How did he take them up? Did they just fly like Superman up in this floating? You know what I'm saying? Because if you're saying that the heavens opened up and received Enoch, and Enoch was no more, for the Most High took him to the heavens, then how would that look? How would that be? When there was witnesses there that seen even Christ go up, right? Well, before he went up, he went down to hell to preach the word and then went up. Came to his people. Mary saw him, ran back to the disciples. They thought she was lying. And then after he, spoke and chilled for a little bit, he got taken up into the clouds. So how are they going? How are they going up? What's the power behind them going up? And to where are they going to? So the where are they going to? We can hold that on the back burner. How are they going up? Because his disciples and many multitudes witnessed him being taken up into the clouds. So what was taking him? Could it be that it was a very high-tech portal that opened up and can pull him back into another dimension? Scientists right now are working on time travel, and there's a lot of information out there for this. So right now I downloaded a book. I already have it on paper copy, but I have it on an ebook called The Holographic Universe. Talks about a simulated world and all this other stuff. So I'm gonna dig deep into that. But I just wanted to kind of get your gears into thinking, right? Because a lot of people just go to church, pay you 10%, you can't even pay your light bill, right? Steve Harvey and them jumping around. And he admitting that he's not even a good Christian, but he's a billionaire, right? Whatever. All these other people got money, but the people that truly righteously believe in their heart and go and pay their money and go to 2 services a week and give all they got, and they're still suffering, right? So they're not going to understand this information because Pastor Porkchop ain't going to teach you this. You know what I'm saying? That's 501c3. They're tax exempt, so they got to teach a curriculum. So it's either they don't know and they're just teaching what they're supposed to teach according to curriculum, or they know but not allowing you to know, right? And if you speak out and or try to bring some information, like kind of like what happened to us here in Toronto with a couple brothers I was gathering with, and you try to show the elders some information or whatever, if it's not what they're bringing to the table, you know what I'm saying? Because you the little guy, right? We the big guys right up here, right? You know what I'm saying? Psalm 43, read. All love and respect to my elders that I used to run with. But if you come with something that makes sense, but they might not agree with for whatever reason, then it gets tossed out. You keep pushing for some, like, come on, can we just look at this or whatever? Then you get tossed out. So that's just how it goes sometimes. Some people are just scared to speak, and some people are scared of just life, period. So it is what it is. But anyway, I wanted to bring that up. I forget exactly who it was that wanted me to break down some information, but think about time travel, think about wormholes, think about portals, think about going into other dimensions, stuff, because we do it when we dream, right? When we dream, we go into other worlds, and you know you're going into other worlds and doing things there too. So who's to say that that's not you in another level? Like you have first dimension, second dimension, third dimension, fourth dimension, so on and so forth, right? Who's to say that those aren't your spirit in those other realms with those other lives, right? So when you pass from here, you might go to that side or whatever, however it works. But anyway, it's great information. It's great to think about. Break it down for yourself. Read Revelation, read Ezekiel. There's so many spots in the scripture alone. If you're scared to go outside the book and you're like, oh, Snoopy, you know, I'm scared. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you live in fear and you live for everybody else, then fine. I can find you tons of stuff in the scripture, but I'm not going to give it to you. I want you to do it yourself and leave me a comment and let me know what you find. All right. But anyway, let's get back into this taco right here. Food for thought. And when I used to, well, I was raised a Christian, right? So in my early teens, early 20s, you're reading here about how Moses lifted up the staff and parted the Red Sea, and the sea just parts. You would say to yourself, how in the fuck? My bad, excuse my language. How in the, I don't know. What can do that to a sea so strong? Well, brother, that's just the power of the Most High. Well, what power? What power? It just invisibly just parts. You know what I'm saying? People just don't think, man. I'm starting to not even starting. I fully trust and understand now that there was high technology in place in those times. Having angels come through and just go back and forth and like doing, like moving at speeds that we can't even record. It's insane. You know what I'm saying? But there's answers for it. And I think that the holders of this power are limiting us access to it. And some of us down here know about it, or either have some of it, or, you know, something like that. Because you ain't just gonna walk on water in front of me, and I'm not gonna see how you doing it. And I know that since we're looking at this biblically, that your mind can do anything. And I believe that our mind in this matrix, once you truly awake to the power of how to use it, which I'm still interested in trying to figure out how it works. I think that's what Christ was showing. I think it was Peter too, right? He was like 3 miles away out on the sea. He's just walking on water, you know what I'm saying, like a solid ground. And calls Peter and tells him to have faith. Well, it didn't tell him to have faith. He just come to me, like to trust me. Come to me. And he starts going. I guess Peter's mom was in the gear. And then falls, and then Christ had to pick him up out, right? Now, Yasha was saying to him, like, you know, why did you doubt? It's just like Neo. He's getting ready to jump off the edge, right? Morpheus like, don't think you can. Know you can, right? So when Neo ran and jumped, what happened? He started to float, and then he had some doubt, and then bam, he hit, right? He hit the ground and bounced up off of it. So there's a lot to do with the dream state too. But I believe that with the perfect mindset and technology that you can do these things. And that's how these things were done. So just a little something for you to go research now. Gonna make you some homemade tacos, you guys. It's deep right here. I'm gonna read this before I go. What happened after Lucifer lost his purpose and sin set up in his heart? Ezekiel chapter 28, 17 and 19 tells us the conclusion of this drastic change in amazing detail. So this is broken down from the old way it was written, but I recommend that you go to the oldest text, even into the Hebrew, because you're going to get the real words that were there before the wicked scribes penned this book and took stuff out and added to it, and you'll get a better understanding, right? But I'm gonna just read it for what it is right here. Lucifer's heart was proud because of your beauty. You were corrupted in your wisdom on an account of your splendor. I, the Most High, threw you down to the ground. I'm gonna be burping a lot, man, because I just finished eating. I had that soda. All right, so bear with me. I placed you before kings, that they might see you by the multitudes of your iniquity. So I placed you in front of the kings. I threw you down to the ground. I placed you in front of these kings, by the multitude of your iniquities, through the sinfulness of your trade. You desecrated your sanctuaries. So basically, he gave up his place. Like, he was all over. He used to walk on fire and through the fire and go to different planets and all this stuff. He had his own little realms. So I drew fire out from within you. Excuse me. It consumed you, and I turned you to ashes and on the earth before the eyes of all who saw you. All who know you among the people is shocked at you. You have become terrified and will be no more. So that's kind of just it's not exactly what it says in Isaiah, but it's pretty close to it, because he was saying, you know, I cast you down. A lot of people are going to be, when they see Satan or Lucifer, if you want to consider them the same, when they see him, they're going to be like, is this the man that caused so much, you know what I'm saying, uproar and wickedness and all that? Because he just looks pitiful, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, it goes back more into detail, but this is the reason why that I choose to overstand. It's not even, I don't want to say believe, but this is my understanding of why things are the way they are. When we're looking at it, like the troubling parts of what's going on the earth is because of this fool right here, right? And then once you corrupt kings and leaders, it trickles down, right? So the government can come in now through their power and implement and do all these different things, but try to wash it up and make it look like there's nothing really behind the scenes, right? Like it's supposed to be a normal thing, but how we're living is not normal, you guys. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, so this is what Lucifer said. He said, I will ascend to the heavens. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will sit enthroned on the mount of the assembly of on the utmost heights of the sacred mountain. I will raise up my throne above the stars of God. So this is what he was saying to himself. So he wasn't just jealous or mad or envy. He actually thinks that he's going to overthrow the Most High and sit on that throne. That's what's going on in his crazy mind, dude. So, you know, think about the powers that be that run this weird, sick party down here. And that same mindset, right? Letting entities do whatever they want to whoever they choose in exchange for power, money, and longevity and life and health and all that stuff, right? Because this is mainly for you Christians out there, but it's just for everybody. Satan gives the most blessings here on this earth. I'm gonna say it again. Say that again, Snoop. Satan gives you the most blessings here. Why do I say that? Because he has the power here to do that. This is his earth right now. What you mean, Snoop? If you didn't have the power, then how could you offer it to Christ on the mountain when he was fasting 40 days and 40 nights? Did he not say, all these kingdoms I shall give thee if you bow down and worship me? How can you give something that you don't own? Right? Because Christ could say, you don't own this food, man. Get away from me. He said, get thee behind me, Satan, for you shall serve the Lord God, and him only shall you serve. But before that, let's rewind just a little bit, maybe 4 or 5 minutes back before he offered the kingdoms. He said he took, he didn't walk side to side. He took Christ to the highest part of the mountain and showed him all of the, some, all, a little bit, all, a third, right, my brother? Half, right? Half? No, all. He showed him all of the kingdoms of the entire earth. How did he do that? A hologram? How do you look over a mountain and see every single kingdom on earth? That's impossible. So how did he do it? Technology, man. Think. You guys need to think. Let this thing start working, man. Don't let Pax the porch up over there when them fancy rims come through and praise the Lord. Start sea walking on y'all and got you in a daze and you just giving up your money and saying, you in the back, say with Miss Johnson or something, you know what I'm saying, and eating peach cobbler coming out like nothing's going on, right? Think with your mind. All right? He has all the power to give these things. Christ refused it. So guess who's taking it? Or guess who took it? All right? Anyway, man, that's my little information for today. That's my taco video. I hope you guys like it. Please don't forget to subscribe and give it that thumbs up. Hit that notification bell. And I hope you enjoy. If it's still Tuesday, happy Taco Tuesday. If not, happy Wednesday, man. We're almost to the weekend. It's your boy Snoopy signing off. Love you. Stay blessed. Keep it crispy. You know.